Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Vangelis Palaskas and I'm an application manager for Libis. I work for Alma. Specifically, I work with the Alma Cloud Apps framework, and hopefully today I'm going to showcase to you a cloud app that is going to help you to add, update, or delete Alma users in bulk. The name of this cloud app is Alma CSV User Load. There are two fundamental preconditions that you need to know beforehand. The first one is that you need to ask Libis to enable Cloud Apps for your institution and possibly activate the Alma CSV User Load Cloud App. The second one is that you need to ask for Libis to provide you with a user manager role in order to perform the basic operations of this Cloud App, so to add, update, or delete Alma users. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that since the user manager role is a role that contains a lot of privileges and has a lot of power over the Alma users, it's going to be provided only to a limited amount of people within your institution. But let's just skip the theoretical part. Let's just jump immediately into practice. How can you access the Cloud App? You can access all of the Cloud Apps in the Cloud App Center that's located in the right top corner of your Alma user interface by clicking on the square icon. Here we have access in the activated apps list. So those are all of the apps that are already installed. And we can see that the Alma CSV user load is already installed in our environment. But let's just say that it wasn't. You will need to search in the available apps, click on it and activate it. I promise that it wouldn't take a lot of time to do so. So let's just access the app. We're in the user load page. Here you can load your users, and as the name suggests of the app, of course, you can use a CSV file to do so. And you would have to select a profile. A profile is useful to save your settings. And indeed, the most important operations of this app take place in the settings page. And this page, you can access it from the menu of the three dots at the right top corner by clicking in the cog icon. So here we are, we're in the settings page. That is divided into two subsections, the profiles and the field mapping. So in the profiles, you can select the profile or add a new one. Let's just add a new one, my profile. You can also rename it and delete it. The profile is useful for you to save your settings. Then you have to define a user type. So there are two user types in Alma, the internal and external ones. And what is the difference between those two? So for the internal users, their details, let's just say their credentials, their password, they are managed within Alma. They are created manually and they are updated within Alma. And for the external users, their details, let's just say the same example, their credentials, their password, they are stored and managed outside of the library scope, user in an external system, and this can be a student information system or your SAP system. But let's just keep it simple. Let's just talk over the example of the password. So let's just say the internal users, their password is managed within Alma, is added manually and managed within Alma, and the external users, their password is managed externally and stored in an external system, like for example your SAP. In the last section, the profile type, you would have to define your operation. So you can either add new users, you can add new users and at the same time update existing ones, or you can just update existing users, and you can also delete users. Lastly, in the field mapping section, you have to do the data mapping. So there are three sections, the header, the default, and the name. Here you would have to match the headers of your CSV column to the name of the Alma field that is going to be filled in with the data. So let's just talk again over an example. Let's just give a simple example. I have a CSV file. The header is the name of my column of my CSV file. The default, it can be a default value that I can assign to an empty field of a specific column in my CSV file. And the name is the name of the Alma field that is going to be filled in with the information. So let's just say that I have a CSV file with a column first name of my users, a second column with the last name of my users, and a third one with the primary ID of my users. I can assign a default value of no name. So all of the fields that they don't have a first name in the first name column, they're going to be filled in automatically with a no name value. And here I have to define the Alma field that is going to be filled in with the information. So for the first name column, the first name Alma field is going to be completed with the information, and then the data from the last name column in my CSV file are going to be passed on in the last name Alma field, and the data from the primary ID are going to be passed on in the Alma field of primary ID. So that was the field mapping, and that was the introduction to the Alma CSV user load. I hope that this video helped. Until the next time, just be safe. Thanks a lot.